Well, in the build-up to the Gavaskar Trophy, we have been coming across lots and lots of Virat Kohli videos, especially from the 2014 tour when he was completely on fire. And a lot has also been spoken about him lately, especially after the series he had against New Zealand. So, according to you, is he going to rediscover his mojo at the age of 36, turn the clock back, and go all guns blazing in Australia?
Only Virat will be able to answer that because naturally there's got to be that hunger which Virat always brings to any kind of contest, and there's none bigger, right, throughout the course of now Test match cricket history. And he's on a side that's dominated
Yeah.
Australia in their own backyard now for almost a decade, and that's an important factor and a place that he's worked really hard. A lot of his influence on the game can be seen not just with bat and hand, but also the belief in the contest, the belief in his own fitness levels, and the influence that he's had on the Indian cricket team in terms of how he conducts himself on the field and off the field as well as custodian of our great game. So, lots for Virat to play for. But as every athlete will say, as life gets more complicated and more layers come to it, there's always this great challenge and a tension between the now and the future, because the past actually means nothing at the start of a new series. And unfortunately, he can't carry his immense performances from any season into this one because it's a different one. It's a new one. He starts with his average of 0 and an aggregate of 0. We all know that he's capable of averaging beyond 50, and he's done so in this country in the past, second behind Sachin Tendulkar. But, gee, it's up to him. And I wish him all the best because, in Australia, we want to see Virat Kohli against the best, arguably the best attack that Australian cricket has had in the history of the game, let alone, just the summer ahead of us.
Yeah, and adding one more question to this, like if you look at this Indian squad coming for the BGT, there are so many players who will be there in Australia for the first time. Some of them have recently started their career, made debuts earlier this year. So, in your opinion, how do you think they're gonna fare in these kind of conditions, in the Australian conditions, when the India versus Australia rivalry is considered as one of the most ultimate one in Test history?
I'm a very bad runner, but you have to start somewhere. So you start running, you get busted, you get broken, you get more technical because your body over time can handle a little bit more, and you just build. You're looking at one of the greatest failures in Test match cricket history right in front of you here. I batted 184 times for Australia and only made 30 hundreds. So I'm not a great mathematician, but that's not like you're scoring hundreds every game like Bradman did and therefore averaging 100. So you have to back young ability. Young Sarfraz will have great challenges in this country because, you talk to the masters of conditions like a VVS Laxman was here in Australia, and he'll tell you how hard it is, to play in these conditions. But it'll also give you a masterclass on the differences between India and Australia. And some of those lessons would most definitely be resonating inside the heads of great talents, like Yashasvi Jaswal. Like he's a magnificent talent. Shubman Gill, should he be, returning from his injury, is just another exciting talent. We watch them day in, day out across, global cricket, and they produce masterclasses in batting. But in different conditions, they throw up different conversations, mental conversations, and physical conversations, and it's a case of adapt or die. And VVS Laxman was one of those, and Dravid was one of those, and Tendulkar was one of those, and Ganguly was one of those, and Sehwag was one of those. That over the course of their careers, they had this beautiful ability to be able to anticipate what was coming and weather the storm. Because Australia will be a huge storm. They are ready, hungry, determined, and whilst they are also a little bit broken in their makeup, considering the retirement of Davey Warner, the injury of Cam Green, just an aging spin bowling unit and batting unit as well. These guys have got a lot to play for, but they've also got a lot to lose too. So this is the remarkable challenge that the Border Gavaskar Trophy throws up at us.